So our last week, having a look at a bit of a preview to all the teams before we get into round one. Of course, the Commercial Club FA Cup as well at Bank WAW off the bench show. Now we've got Shankar, of course, from Wodonga Heart. Johnny joins us from the Hotspurs, and Raf from Wangaratta. Appreciate your time, lads. First of all, Shankar, I'll fire at you first, mate. You're well known with a lot of work that you do in the junior side of things with representative stuff, but you're wearing that Heart uniform, mate. And how have you slotted into the club, mate? Are you enjoying yourself there?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for the invite to this program. See, I keep watching all the programs, all the episodes that you guys put out there. It's actually really good. I follow it very keenly. And secondly, I'd like to thank Raf, because Raf's here as well. Even if you're not there, I would have done this, Raf. But yeah, I'd like to thank Wang as well, because last 4 years I've been with Wang. I still live here, but this year I had to make that difficult choice because I work 4 days a week in Wodonga. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, the training nights, and especially if I'm involved in the coaching side of things with the juniors, it's starts at 5:15, so I couldn't make it. Last year was a struggle with the thirds. I was finding it difficult to finish work and then get back to Wang and set up for the training nights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So at least for this year, depending on how things go at the end of the season, at least for this year, I'll be in Wodonga Heart, and I really appreciate the opportunities that Wang has given over the last 4 years. So in terms of the transition, it's actually been really welcoming as it's a community-based club. The focus is really on the community and the juniors this year, so I'm really enjoying the time there so far. So far so good, I would say.
And before I go across to the other boys, Shankar, I was going to ask you too. So a bit of I know you're only new there, but a bit of a buzz. The ladies are back in Division 1 this year as well. So that's fantastic for the club, isn't it?
Oh yes, 100%. Last year they were the champions in Div 2. So that's a natural progression for them, I guess, as a team, as a group, because if as a club, if Wodonga Heart needs to build on something, that's, I think, a perfect opportunity to actually step into. And the girls, from what I've heard and what I've seen so far, they're really looking forward to the season. They know it will be challenging, but at the same time, you've got to take that leap of faith, and that's how you build a club and build a team for the future. So yeah, they're really looking forward to it, and it's really great for the club.
Johnny, week 1, you're off to on Sunday. You're off to Cobram, mate. You've got the long trip to start with in round 1. Are you happy with that as a coach to get that out of the way?
Honestly, Murph, I don't think it matters. We've all got a bit of a. What do we get to play 2 games, and then we've got a break at Easter. So, I mean, look, I reckon it's probably good to get it out of the way first. I heard you talking about it last week. How do you get the boys up for the trip down there? And, what do they do? Hopefully this early in the season, they're just excited to play football, and hopefully we can go down and at least entertain that notion that we might play.
What's your team look like compared to last year, Johnny? Is it a similar side? Have you added some? Have you lost a few?
Oh no, we're nothing like last year. It's we've lost both Jack and Finn. Finn and Jack both went back to Scotland, and then Irish Jack's also gone back to NPL in Melbourne. So, there's 3 people out. Dave Robin's very, very busy with his work commitments, so he'll be touch and go on if he can play any games. But apart from that, then we've got the rest of the squad. So, it's just about building and seeing who can come in, fill up some of those slots. And the boys have been putting in pretty hard at training, even in this heat. So, but nothing gets you ready. Once it comes to 90 minutes on Sunday, doesn't matter what we've done as coaches. If the boys have got too much bloody adrenaline flowing through them, they'll be gassed after 35 minutes and looking forward to some shade and a nice cold drink at half time.
Raf, similar question to you, mate. How's your side compared to last year? Do you feel you're a little bit stronger? You're about the same?
Yeah, look, we're the same, to be honest. At Wang, it's always been a case of people coming and going. people go to uni or they just want to relocate. So yeah, we have lost, I'd say, about 5 senior players from last year. So it'll definitely be a different look to this year. I think we were fortunate to have a few of our, start blooding in a few of our younger players into the squad. So they've got another year now, and they're just as keen as ever to come and prove themselves. And yeah, just other players that used to play for Wang has come from Melbourne to spend a year here. Then even from work too, like relocating. So I'm getting that at the moment. Like, you just never know, you're never going to have the same side as last year. So will definitely be a new look side.
You work hard, so when a hose or fitting lets go, your local NZ hose doctor will be there. With an extensive network, chances are we're not that far away. At NZ, we work hard to keep you going. NZ, on call 24/7.
This year.
With your siders too, Raf, I want to ask you, it's a huge commitment on you guys with the midweek stuff and the Commercial Club FA Cup stuff to sort of travel in. From your group's point of view, is it a big buy-in? Is that a sort of an event that you guys really target? Because you've done so well in it, you've been really competitive in it each year it's been on. Is it something that you guys target to try to win?
Of course, yeah. It's any type of cup or league, it's part of the competition. So the boys want to do their best. And as always, it is going to be hard. Like, we are playing community football. Players got work, they've got study, they've got year 12s, studying. So they've got other priorities too. Even, pre-season games, like we're organising games to travel, but it's just hard to get, a whole team to travel, hour and a half, 2 hours. So you're never going to get a full squad that any given week, really. But, that's part of the parcel being, from the Victorian clubs. It's, when you're based in Albury Wodonga as a competition, it's just the way it has to be. And hopefully in the future, we have lights at the Wayne ground. So hopefully the club can host some night games here, more often.
Yeah, that would be terrific. It is a good facility, particularly to broadcast that as well. Shankar, from your point of view, mate, I want to ask you, with these two blokes obviously coaching senior grade football, what about you, mate, with the juniors? What's your sort of philosophy? I love the way you talk on presentation nights. What's your philosophy as a coach with the juniors, buddy?
Well, it's actually a good question because coincidentally, my sort of philosophy around coaching roles, I call it HEART. So it just became a coincidence that I'm part of HEART. So HEART stands for humility, effort, attitude, respect, and teamwork. So it's just been there for the last 15 years since I've been coaching. So it just worked out well. And there's a club named HEART over here. So that's what I try to teach whichever teams, irrespective of juniors, seniors, or 35s. Don't really matter. That those are the values that I look for as a coach, and those are pretty much drilled down right from the start. I wouldn't care if they made a mistake making a pass or a cross, or they missed a shot on goal, or they make a mistake. But if these, to me, at least these 5 values, if that's not there, then the building blocks to build a good team or a really good team is difficult to build. So that's what I work with the juniors at this stage. Yeah.
And with that, what do you love about coaching the juniors, mate, with the side of it? Why do you love coaching and developing the young players of the comp?
Well, that's again another really good question, because so I come from India. The opportunities back there, even now I know, a lot of my friends, they struggle to actually get an opportunity. A lot of my school juniors and uni juniors that I know they still play, the opportunities aren't there. So whatever we've got here, even though we are a regional association, it's 10 times more than what I've gone through. But I was fortunate enough to play at a reasonably high level back in when I was going to school and uni, but that was nowhere near compared to professional sort of setting. So I had to. So I was fortunate, like I said, I was fortunate enough to be involved at the reasonably high level, what you guys call here as semi-pro. So I just want to give back whatever I learned over the last almost 3 decades a little bit more, more than 3 decades, I would say. Yep. During my journey as a player, referee, a coach now, and also working within sport. So I'd like to give all those values back to the juniors and hopefully create a really good generation of footballers in the region going forward.
Yeah, good on you, mate. I only hear good things about you from other coaches in the area. Johnny, are we looking at the same type of teams that you expect to be the ones to beat this year? Is there anyone that you're hearing might be a smoky this season to look out for?
I would expect, United and Cobram to be probably the top two again. We've had a pre-season against Boomers. They looked really good with their additions. But I reckon the smoky might just be Twin City. If they can keep their team on the park, I don't know. There's a lot of good players in there, and if they can get it working and come, they mightn't be in there for the league, but I'm certain they'll be in there for the cup. So I don't know. I'll probably be proven wrong again, but we had to sit here listen to Griffo saying that he finished first last year. So let's see how I go. And look, Rafe's looking like an angel this year, so I don't know what we do.
You know what? It's funny you bring up Griffo because that's why I love interviewing him, because he's so positive as a coach. He's like, bang, my expectation is to win this. I'm like, you know what? That's probably fair enough. Hey, what a story Twin City would be like. If Twin City got up and won the cup, that'd be some story after missing did one last year.
Well, I don't think the three of us who are sitting here getting interviewed would think it'd be that great a story, but I mean, for the competition, I think it's look, they're going to give it a red hot go come the second half of the season, and it'll be what the rest of us can do by then. It's I don't know what Rafe thinks, but it's I don't see us competing for the league, but hopefully we can pull our fingers out and have a little bit of a run come the second half of the season. So,
all right,
that's Raph, my prediction. It'll be one of them 3, 4.
What do you think, Raph? Are you with him?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think you always hear things here and there. I think a positive would be I think the league in general will be a better quality as well this year, which is great. It's great for competition, and yeah, you just think of those, and those are probably going to be the top 2 anyway. Those that don't really lose players, but only really gain game players, so they can just build on what they've already worked on. So I think, I definitely agree. United Cobram, they're looking pretty strong. Quietly confident they look as well. So yeah.
All right.
And there's no disrespect either, but also probably, Myrtlefoot will be in that equation as well.
Yeah. It calls an upset this week, Johnny, and Cobram will make you league title favourites next week, man. I'll make a point of it. The Spurs. If I don't, then the Master will be back next week, by the way. And when he comes on, Robbie Tuxer, he'll be off his nut if you beat Cobram.
Do you know how hard it is? There's bloody Wild, Howard, Tuxer. You finally get the decent one on here. I get once every 2 years you bring me on.
That's right. Well, no, we want you on more. Actually, we want you on more. Hey, I'm gonna ask. I'll come back to you shortly, Shankar, but I want to ask Raph and Johnny this one. Raph, and again, you guys are travelling. That FA Cup, 45-minute halves. Is that maybe an opportunity, particularly midweek games, to condense that down and make it into like half an hour halves or 35? Certainly from a viewing point of view and player point of view, is that something they should look at?
I don't know. Like, football's football, I think. We're trying to, change things just because of locations and times and things like that. I'm a traditionalist. I'll watch a game, no worries. Stick to 45 minutes. It's part of the game. Look, I can understand if you wanted to, change it down to 30 and make it a bit more exciting, a bit higher intensity throughout the whole match. So yeah, I definitely see the positives and traveling wise too. But a cup's a cup. It's Orford's done well to try and promote it, and some good prize money there as well for the club. So it's all part of playing for the season. So yeah, I'm happy with the traditional 45-minute halves.
Johnny, is there any concern for you? Like, if your team's playing, say, Wednesday night or like Sunday, Wednesday, and then Sunday again, is there any concern with playing every game at 45 minutes plus?
No, I don't think so. I think Rafe's 100% right. I'm the same with him. I'm traditionalist on it. Probably the only downturn that I see for it this year is that 8 o'clock kickoff. More so for guys like Rafe and whoever else has to travel. Like that's a big ask. I know we've got a few tradies in our team that have already said, it's probably past their bedtime by the time they get home. But look, I reckon there's nothing better this time of the year. Walking out there, well, it won't be dusk by 8 o'clock, but it's darn close to it. It's a beautiful field. You get a lot more people out around the ground having a watch. It's a successful time of the year, I think, and whether we're lucky enough to progress, which for once we did because we got a bye in the first round. You've got to. I think it's a great format to do it early. I reckon it works really well, and try and get it over and done with so that we can keep the crowds while it's warm and grow it.
Shankar, just confirm for me again, mate. You're coaching. Is it a couple of teams at Heart this year, or?
No, I'm coaching the under 16 boys at Heart. I think you probably would have mistook. I've got the rep team as well, the under 18 rep as well. So that's the second team.
Other than the rep side, yeah. So just at Heart with the 16s, mate. Expectations this year. How will the boys go?
Yes. Well, to be honest, I don't know the boys yet. The boys don't know me yet, apart from just their faces and names. Because I'm new to the club. Some of the boys I know that they're new as well to the team, but some of the boys, the under 14s last year at Heart, they were the ones who went undefeated all the way, but fell short in the grand final to Diamond. So I still, from what I've seen so far, it still will be a competitive group, and we are. Well, to me at least, the first thing is if I'm not confident and I don't believe in the boys, that there'll be nowhere near believing that they can do it. So from what I've seen, they definitely will give the other 16s a run for the money. So and I'm confident that they will. So that's where we're at. But I won't promise anything now that we'll challenge for the title and everything. But from what I've seen so far, definitely we will be competitive enough against any team.
All right, well, boys, appreciate your time. When this goes to air, it will be tonight, our Commercial Club FA Cup first group of games kickoff Wednesday night, and then into tomorrow on Thursday night. We have another one with Lays as well. Guys, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck for the rest of the year, guys. I'll catch up with all of you during the season. Thanks, lads.
See you, boys. Good luck.